Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two 80 proof whiskeys from America. I am in America. This one is called Evan Williams. It is from Kentucky. It is a charcoal filtered sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. And the Evan Williams brand was introduced in 1955, but the distillery has been producing different brands of bourbon since 1783. It's Kentucky's oldest distillery, but it's bought out, like so many. It's owned by Heaven Hill today. If you're troubled by buyouts, don't get into the beer, wine, and liquor hobby because you're going to be miserable a lot of times. Because that's the way that game works. Same with food. Okay, here's Virginia Black, American whiskey. It looks like a cologne bottle from 1986 at J.C. Penney. But anyway, it's got a mirror on the front. Oh, I gotta go get my razor blade so I could chop my. All right. Anyway, yeah, done with mirrors. No, I'm Maine. Anyway, this is aged 2 years because that's the youngest whiskey, but there's more to it. There's more to it. It's distilled in Indiana, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. That's Midwest Grain Products, MGP. Until the year 2000, it was called the Seagram's Distillery. It's been around since 1847. Old distillery. They do a lot of work. They have their own brands, which aren't really that well known. But MGP, Midwest Grain Products, they bought Luxco 2 years ago, and they do a lot of contract distilling for other people. They still make the Seagram's 7 Crown there. They kept making it there, even though Seagram's is out of business. The company no longer exists, only the name. And so this company here got a contract for them to make this. Now, but it's a blend of 3 different bourbons, a 2-year age, a 3-year age, and a 4-year age. So it's 4, 3, and 2. But you have to give the age of the youngest whiskey in the blend. That's the law. And they say finish with a decadent profile. I said, oh, that's why they're not calling it bourbon. They call it whiskey because they're probably adding coloring. It seems unusually dark for such a young product, 2, 3, and 4-year-old whiskey, bourbon whiskey. And they probably adding flavoring, some little flavoring to it. Is that allowed? Certainly, it certainly is allowed. You're allowed to add natural flavoring to whiskey and coloring. Now, there's limits not to exceed it. It'll say on the Tax and Trade Bureau website, NTE not to exceed a certain percentage, and it has to be harmless coloring. They call it HCF, harmless colorings, flavorings. Okay. But this thing runs $40 a bottle. I got 750 milliliters for 10. These half-size bottles were $5 each. Can you believe it? It's the truth. 5 and 5 is 10. I bought 2 halves and got a whole. My friend David bought one, and he said, well, he wasn't too sure about it. He wasn't in love with it, but he did drink it. He thought it was different. He wasn't going to, get into it or anything. But for $10, I mean, to get a 75% discount, who's complaining? I'm not. But like I say, if you go shopping for it, just look it up on Total Wine and More, Walmart, whatever. It's gonna be $40. Evan Williams run you about 12, 13. But I got it for $9.98. 2 of these, $4.99 times 2, $9.98 at International Market in Metairie, Louisiana. The legendary International Market. So I got this at International Market on the East Bank of Jefferson Parish, Metairie. And I got that one at Savannah Discount on the West Bank of Jefferson Parish in Marrero. All right. As you can see, the appearance is significantly different. This one is copper, straight up copper. And I don't think it's really that color. I think they're adding coloring. But like I said, not only is it allowed, they don't even have to disclose it. They don't have to tell you they're adding coloring. They don't have to tell you that they're adding flavoring. They just can't call it bourbon. Or can they? I'm going to show y'all something coming up that's going to throw a monkey wrench in that whole formula of understanding, that whole ideology. It's going to screw everything up. But I think I know the answer, but I don't definitively know the answer. Now, this one is just amber, natural color, and natural flavor because it's straight bourbon. And that there's no doubt about that. Straight bourbon can have no color added and can have no flavoring added. So that's why straight bourbon is pure. That's why it's good, because you know it has to be that way. They can't take a shortcut to achieve flavoring that would normally not have. You say, well, what about blended bourbon? Well, now that's a different thing. It's allowed to have flavoring and coloring. It's an official type of bourbon. It's called blended bourbon. It can have up to 49% unaged grain spirits in it too. You say 49% unaged grain spirits? That's right. They're clear. They have basically no odor, no flavor. Grain neutral spirits. All they do is take the corn. Well, they don't have to use corn, but they do, because it's cheap. But they could use barley if they wanted. They just distill it and bottle it. Although if you read that little section carefully, it says must be stored in wooden vessels. Well, if you're storing it, then it's aging, right? So theoretically, it's unaged, but if it's put in a wooden container for more than a day, you could say it's aging. Now, I don't guess it's going to pick up much character in that, but it could, but these are like big vats. I've seen, like, I don't think they even covered. Well, they might have a cover on it, but they're, it's not a barrel. But anyway, let's go on. Very corn, very maize. If you live in Europe, they say maize, but corn, maize, whatever you want to call it. This is unusually oaky, but it smells weird, like weird oak. Like that Triple Crown blended whiskey smells like weird oak. And you know what I come to find out about Triple Crown, which is kind of expensive too, $24 for what you're getting. It has oak extract added to it. Oak extract. It's a real product that can be purchased. You say, oh, to give it an oaky flavor. Correct. And I think they're adding it. I wouldn't be shocked if they were adding oak extract to this, Virginia Black, and some kind of caramel, or it almost tastes like creme brulee. Like they took, you say, you mean they, well, maybe that's why it's $40. They're adding something that's giving it that creme brulee taste. All right, but anyway. Buongiorno. Corn. This one seems to have that creme brulee taste, though. Very interesting, these blind taste tests. Boy, let me tell you. All right. All right. I got fooled on the nose. I got fooled on the nose, but not on the taste. Not on the taste. just corn, charred oak, honeysuckle nectar, rock candy, sugar water. Stereotypical bourbon. Yep, there you go. Is it basic? Oh, yeah, I mean it's basic. That's why it's $9.98 a bottle. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Just tastes like bourbon, you know. Yep. Bourbon was the case that they gave me. Well, this stuff here is different. Different. Now I don't know how Savannah Discount got it selling at $10 a bottle when all other stores selling it for 40. Might have had something to do with the half size bottles. Like there was some like some distributor bought a bunch of the 375s, which are like, what do people call those, flasks? Because they're like a flask, good for putting in your coat pocket and taking it to, I didn't say that. All right. And I wouldn't do it. But they might have not moved. Like, like it might have been, people might have said, I ain't paying $20 for that little bottle. And then they just deep discounted it wholesale to Savannah, maybe, like $4 a bottle. And then they jacked it to $5. Or maybe even $4.50. Maybe they got it for $4.50 a bottle. But if they would make 50 cents a bottle, sell a few dozen cases of it, I know they got a big warehouse in the back. So, and that place knows how to utilize space. Let me tell you, you never seen a more crammed liquor store in your life. You can barely walk, but when you walk in, it's like fantasy world. When you see what you see, you just like stunned, When you're on the outside, you say, it looks like some old convenience store. It looks like an old time saver. It's probably what it is. But when you go inside, you'd be so shocked. Robert, the whiskey scout, said, "Man, if I lived down here, I'd go broke." I said, "Why would you go broke?" He said, "I'd be buying everything because these prices are like unbelievably low compared to what he's seen in the past shopping in other parts of the country." Now, is the Virginia Black worth the $40? Well, it's super smooth. So, like, if you like whiskeys that just go down like water and then just drink just easy. Oh, yeah, it's going to work. If you like flavoring, like I say, creme brulee or blackened caramel, or almost even like a roasted marshmallow, roasted marshmallows over a fire on a stick. It's something like that. It's really different. Yeah, you might like it. I mean, you probably will like it, but I mean, I wasn't going to pay. I know I wasn't going to pay $40 for it. I don't pay $40 for a whiskey I never heard of, know nothing about. I had paid a good deal more than 40 for whiskeys, but I knew about them. I said, oh, I know what this product is. I read about it. People are saying, oh yeah, it's really great. Some are saying it's not worth it. All right, this is Davin Williams. Okay, clearly so. So is this taste challenge? It wasn't really challenging, honestly. On the nose it was a little bit, but in the flavor, there's no doubt. So you can't mistake it. Drewski Brewski says, cheers, Ronaldo Belfaldo. Okay. Now, it's fine. Evan Williams is fine. If you like corn grits, yellow corn, but I don't think they're using white corn. Oh, that's certainly allowed. Oh, I guess theoretically they could use blue corn or Indian corn. Doesn't matter as long as it's corn. That's all the law says. Read your specs. Read your regs, your regulations. Now, Virginia Black, it probably, let's see. Yeah, I guess it has a little better flavor. You know, it's more of a dessert whiskey. Like they say, finished in a decadent profile and all of that. Yeah, it's a little fancier taste. Better be for that price. But yeah, I guess I would prefer the Virginia Black. I just wouldn't prefer to paying $40 over 10 or 9.98, which is what I paid. So if I drink bourbon, I don't even drink bourbon. I'm doing bourbon taste challenges. This is funny, huh? I'm doing bourbon taste challenges and I don't drink it. Now you say, oh, well, when you get off of work, you probably have a bourbon and Coke or something. No, I don't. I never drink it ever unless I'm doing a video review or a taste challenge. And that's the truth. Now, a counter argument, people might say, yeah, but you do a taste challenge every day of the year and you don't waste it. You're swallowing it. I know, I just said that's the only time I ever drink it. But just to drink it on its own merits, like after work, let me have a drink, I don't do it. Except beer, yesterday I drank 2 natural lights. Oh, slap me down. 2 natural ice. I don't buy light beer really. 2 natural ice beers, 5.9. Did I enjoy them? Of course I enjoy them. That's why I buy the stuff, because I like the taste. I think it's an excellent product. Some people will ridicule it, downgrade it, and say terrible things about it. And you know what? I don't care, because I'm drinking it for me. I cannot drink it for you. I can't drink what you drink, and you can't drink what I drink. What I mean, you can only have your own taste ability, and I have mine's as some people say. I'm drinking the Jesse James, cheap. Yeah, I have a bottle of a 2-year aged Jesse James. Now, if you get on their website, it says age 3 years, but I found the 2-year. I don't know what's the story with that. Maybe they just put some out young aged. Maybe they still do. But it was $7.99 for a liter, and I'm not making it up. At Savannah Discount, $7.99 a liter. Now I said to myself, I never heard of this stuff. And then people were telling me later, don't you know that guy, Jesse James? He's a singer from some obscure rock band. I said, no, I don't know about him. But I figured it was something like that, one of those celebrity brands, But yeah, it's all right. I like it. I would just as soon drink Jesse James over the Evan Williams. It's nothing wrong with it. Good morning from Arizona, says Angelo Ziccarelli. Good morning to you, sir. Thanks for watching. Well, so that's it. 2 interesting products, without a doubt. But we're going to have to give the win to the Virginia Black. Now, if you bring in the price consideration, that's a whole different ballgame. You have to balance that the way you want to. You have to do your own assessment on that. But tomorrow is Wednesday, and we're going to close out December 7th. And we're going to close out the bourbon taste challenges for the time being. We're going to do, the plan is to do Evan Williams versus Bellows. Bellows straight bourbon whiskey, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Is Bellows common? Sure, not common in Louisiana. I mean, I bought it in Louisiana. That's just not common. Most places don't sell it, but there are a handful of places that do. And I mean a very small handful, but like this much, not this much, like this much. But Bellows is all right. Now, you might live in Missouri and say, man, are you crazy? Bellows is everywhere. Everybody knows about that. That's all over. Well, okay, but that's Missouri. This is here, and it's not common. But I did get it, and I got it for a price that is almost unthinkable. When I tell you the price tomorrow, you'll think I'm making it up, but I'm not making it up. I'm not lying. It's the truth. I snapped it up faster than I can snap, because I can't snap right now. Is Virginia Black a smooth aftertaste? Yes, it is. Quite smooth. How much do I have left? Well, see, the bottle's colored. Like at the bottom, it's like got a black like film over it, the glass, so it makes it look like it's half full. You know, you can see the top is empty. But there, when I do that, this is how much I've got left. What is that? A third of the bottle. So I've got a pretty good amount left, you know. No problem, baby. Now, Evan Williams is about gone, but that's all right because I got a whole nother bottle. Whole nother bottle, whole nother bottle, whole nother bottle, bottle. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. And got beer reviews coming. We did our trio review of white chocolate Moohoo, which we all loved it. It's so yum yum. And then tomorrow we got a trio review of Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. And these are two people reviewing it with me that don't like IPAs. They're like, well, we don't like IPAs. I said, this might change your mind. And then they were shocked. They were like, wow, this stuff's really good. It's much better than they expected. They said they probably wouldn't drink it because it's not their kind of thing, but they were very surprised by it. Cheers to you, Drewski Brewski. All right. Well, y'all take care. And I got another one of those Aldi's to review the advent calendar things. I love IPAs too, the good ones. Now, for every one good IPA, there's probably 9 bad ones on the market. And for every 2, there's probably 18 bad ones, you know what I mean? But when you find a good one, it's really nice. We all take care now. Oh boy, I hear Creamsicle. That's the male cat, the orange cat Creamsicle. He's out there crying.